Hey allihopa! Today we don't have a normal vlog. Instead, I'm going to make a 6-month update for this little crazy monkey. Yeah, let's get started. So yes, Theo is officially 6 months old. He actually turned 6 months old yesterday, and as you can see, he's very jumpy right now, but it's like 7-ish in the afternoon, or in the evening I guess, and he usually starts getting tired around this time, so there might be some whininess, and there might be some, I don't know if you can see, but I've lined up lots of stuff that he could play with. Let's just start off with some basic stats. He is, well, we weighed him and measured him last week, and then he was about 7 kilos, which is, let's see, I'm gonna have to consult my phone, about 15 pounds, and he was 63.5 centimeters long, which is about 25 inches. So he's kind of on the, well, he's pretty much close to the medium of all babies, but he's on the smaller side of that, and he is basically following all his charts and stuff, so he's growing as he should. Nursing, he is nursing fine. We have been nursing fine since like 2 months maybe, I mean since he was 2 months old, but recently he has started being very sad when I nurse him. Not every time, but most of the time. He maybe nurses for a minute or two, and then he just kind of lets go and screams, and then he tries to latch on again, and he lets go and he screams, and he keeps doing that over and over, and it's so dramatic. It's almost amusing to watch. The only thing is it hurts like hell for me, because he doesn't like open his mouth and rip his face away. He keeps his lips clamped down on my nipple, and then he pulls away. So yeah, it's very painful. And I'm like, what's gonna happen when he has teeth? I don't really even want to think about it. But that's something that he started doing, and I have read on lots of places online that it's super common. So I'm just hoping that he's gonna stop, because he's been doing this for, I'd say, over a month now. But I'm nowhere close like stopping nursing. We have been exclusively breastfeeding since he was born, and I'm gonna try to stay with the recommendations from the World Health Organization, I think it's called, which is to exclusively breastfeed for 6 months, and then breastfeed for at least 2 years, I think is the current, like, well, what they recommend you to do, but we'll see how it goes. But for now, we're definitely nursing, and some of the time at least it works out fine. Oh, also the place that he usually actually can nurse without any troubles is in the carrier, in the ergo baby. He loves nursing in the baby carrier, and I mean, I love it when we're on the go and stuff, but it does take a toll on my shoulders and my back to have him in there too long. So when we're at home, I usually just deal with the crankiness instead of putting him in the baby carrier most of the time. I mentioned teeth. Yeah, he doesn't have any, not yet, but he does drool a lot. He has been doing that for maybe like just longer than the fuzziness when he's nursing, so I did think that that was the reason at first, because he was drooling, and he is drooling, and he's chewing on everything that he can get his mouth on, so there might be a tooth on the way. I don't know, we'll see. I think Tyrion got his first tooth when he was 9 months old, or maybe 10, so we'll see. As for like motor skills, obviously he has progressed so much since the last update. I think my last update on him was when he was 2 months old. So yeah, he's a completely different baby now. He, as you can see, loves to jump either in the jumperoo or just on our laps. To do this constantly, as you can see, he's loving this, and he is rolling around now. He did it a few weeks ago, like twice, and then he didn't do it again. He rolled from his tummy to his back, and then maybe 1 week ago he started rolling both ways, and then like every day he has just gotten better and better at it, and now he keeps doing it over and over. Today he just like was rolling on the floor at my friend's house, and he does prefer rolling to his right side, so he usually ends up at the end of a room and you have to kind of put him back where he started, but it's fun to see him starting to learn and starting to do it like really on purpose. He also is starting to put his hands on the floor and kind of pushing up, and today he did push off with his feet as well. Not like he was crawling or anything, but you could see that he was like doing something. He knew that there was something to do with the feet and the legs. So yeah, it's exciting, but also like, stop growing, stop growing, don't grow so fast, don't grow so fast. Yeah. Oh, you're gonna grab my hair now? Yeah, thanks. Oh, something else that was so scary. He almost fell out of his stroller the other day because apparently he gets around on his back as well, because he was not moving around or anything in it. I mean, he was moving, but he wasn't rolling. He can't roll because it's too narrow. But I had put him down for a nap, and I for some reason forgot to like put the little buckle and stuff on him. He was just in the stroller, lying down. And then he woke up, and I, again, didn't think about it. He was happy and I was cooking, so I kept cooking. And then my friend who was here at our house, she was like, "Oh, Theo," and she ran to the stroller. And it turns out his like, I think his entire legs were outside of the stroller. So if he had just like scooted a tiny bit more, he would have fallen out of the stroller. So that was terrifying, and so we can't leave him anywhere now without like watching him. I mean, on the floor obviously, but not anywhere up high, which is new and scary. He also has started sitting. I like sit him down and put the nursing pillow behind him so he's protected if he falls, and he does pretty quickly, but I can tell that he likes it. He likes sitting up, and it kind of just makes him happier when he's cranky. Not always, obviously, but some of the time. So that's nice too. Just growing, growing, growing. Stop growing. Stop growing. Theo started getting really loud, so we'll see if I can keep him quiet by nursing him. I thought that I would talk about some likes and dislikes of his, and his number one like is definitely his brother. He just loves Tyrion to bits, which is so endearing. Also sometimes kind of dangerous, because Tyrion notices and wants to show off, and he gets very rambunctious, so you kind of have to be there and watch so that he doesn't get too close or too rough with Theo, but it's very cute. He also likes being tickled. He likes being sung to. He likes when I sing to him. He likes when you roar at him. So now when I say, "What does the lion say?" in Swedish, he just lights up because he knows that I'm going to start roaring, which for some reason he just loves. I talked about the ergo baby before, and he definitely loves being worn even if he's not nursing, like just being in the baby carrier or something. That usually gets him quiet and happy and calm. So that's an awesome tool. Switch. Let's see if he's happier on the other side. He started doing the pulling away thing. As for dislikes, he doesn't like tummy time. He never has, and Tyrion didn't either, so it's no biggie for us, but he has never really liked being on his tummy. And he doesn't like falling asleep. Unless he's nursing, he usually falls asleep crying. He hates it. And he kind of hates the stroller as well, because a lot of the time we get him to fall asleep in the stroller when we're out walking. And so that's something that he doesn't love either. But I'm sure he's gonna come around. Tyrion was the same way again, and he loves the stroller now. He wants to be in the stroller all the time, even though he's kind of too big, and we usually use it for Theo, so yeah. You want what you can't have, basically. Okay, food. Obviously, I've already talked about nursing, but he is 6 months old, so he's supposed to start solids as well. And I have given him just tiny tastes, I guess, of things when we're eating. I usually do that now almost every time that we eat when he's awake. So he's tried yogurt, he's tried banana, watermelon, carrots, and little like just sauce. We have a meat sauce or something. I just dip my finger in and let him taste it. And he definitely loves food. He always wants more. I think the only thing that he kind of pushed away was an apple. I just let him suck on my apple core after I had basically finished it, and he was like, ugh. But everything else, he is like clutching it like it's like he's holding on for dear life. So I think he's gonna be like Tyrion, a very food happy guy, which is good. but you kind of have to keep track of it as well. So yeah, it's gonna be fun to start solids for real, and we're definitely gonna do baby-led weaning. I'm kind of nervous, I think it's kind of scary, but I really want to do it for several reasons. So that's gonna be a fun journey to go on. Some health things, he still has some cradle cap. I usually put some oil on his head before he goes to bed, and so most of it is gone, but it does keep coming back every now and then, and he had some on his right eyebrow as well, but I'm not very concerned about it. I mean, it's gonna go away sooner or later either way, so I'm not like treating it or anything. I'm just doing the oil thing. He also, when he was born, the doctors couldn't find one of his testicles, I think. Yeah, I guess the testicles dropped. Yeah, so they could only find one of them, and now at the 6-month update they found the others, so the testicles are where they're supposed to be, which is good. A couple of weeks ago he did get kind of like a wound in his groin area, and since we did go to the doctors, I asked about it and he told us what to do about it, and he said that there's not much you can do to prevent it because it's hot, it's humid, and he's wearing diapers, and yeah, it's just gonna happen. But it's all cleared now, so that's nice. We're hoping that it's not gonna come back, but yeah, we'll see. But for now, his groin is looking awesome. That's so weird. It's a weird thing to say. Don't say that in front of people. It's a weird thing to say. Sleep. Something you always have to talk about when you're talking babies, because sleep is such a big part of their lives and of the lives of mommies and daddies. Theo did sleep very well for many months. He slept through the night without waking up at all for a while, and a few weeks ago he stopped. So maybe 2 weeks ago or so. Usually he wakes up around midnight and nurses, and then I put him back in the crib back there, and then he wakes up again once or twice throughout the night, and usually I'm just too lazy to put him back in the crib. He usually falls asleep with me in the bed, and I fall asleep like nursing him. We do a lot of lying down nursing. I don't know what it's called in English, but yeah, just lying down beside each other nursing, and that's how we fall asleep. And then he sleeps the rest of the night in our bed, and sometimes he wakes up again and wants to nurse, and sometimes he doesn't. I'm hoping that it's gonna get better again soon, but I mean, this is part of having a baby, and a lot of people have much worse, like babies at this age who wake up every 2 or 3 hours, and I'm just grateful for the nights when he only wakes up once. During the day, he doesn't really have a nap schedule yet. We usually like have breakfast around 8, and then we take a walk with Duva at 9-ish. And at that time, I almost always try to put Theo to sleep in the stroller when we're walking, and he usually falls asleep. The rest of the day, we don't really have a schedule. We just, when he seems tired, I try to get him to sleep. And he usually has, I'd say, 3 or 4 naps every day. Kind of depending on when he woke up and stuff, obviously. He is getting grumpy, so let's get into the last thing that I wanted to talk about, and that is the future. Kind of a couple things that are gonna be coming up. One thing that I've been wanting to do for a long time, if you're watching our vlogs regularly, then you probably know that I want to cloth diaper him. We have a bunch of cloth diapers left from when we had Tyrion, but they're super smelly. I think that today I found out why, so I'm hoping that I'm gonna have a solution to that within a couple of days, and then we're gonna start cloth diapering, which is exciting for me. He probably doesn't care, but it's exciting for me. And the other thing about the future, what do you want? Oh, you want your crab? Can you show them your crab? That is such a nice crab, he loves it. The other thing is baby swim. I'm hoping that we can get him into baby swim this August or September. And it's actually, if we do it, if there are like spots left, we're gonna do a kind of family baby swim. So the entire family will be able to be in the water with him, which is awesome because Tyrion never went to baby swim, and he doesn't know how to swim or anything. So we're gonna be able to teach them both at the same time, kind of. And I'm hoping that we can do that, because that would be very exciting and very fun and very like good, because obviously they need to learn to swim at some point. And that's pretty much all that I wanted to talk about. And I know that this video probably turned out super long. Oh no! You don't want to end the vlog? Oh no! I was just gonna say, please like the video if you liked it, and subscribe if you want to see more of our daily family vlogs. And we will see you tomorrow. And thank you for watching today. Hejdå!